Hello everybody, good evening. This is David from Elizabeth Craft Designs, live tonight. We're going to have some fun tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see people already coming in. I see Els. Hi Els. Fun to see everybody. Hello Marga. Hello, hello, hello. Hi Mina. Samantha is here. Hello everybody. Good to see you all. Welcome to this live tonight. I will give people some time to connect and then I will get started and do a fun introduction of what we're going to do. So how's everybody doing? Just for the people that don't know, I'm from the Netherlands. I'm Dutch. So if you hear an accent, that's it. And sometimes I have to think about words. Well, that's an excuse because I have the same in Dutch. So, oh well, that's what it is. But anyway, it's fun to be here and I'm happy to be here. It's an honor that I've been asked. So, hello everybody. Well, for the people that don't know me, my name is David and I'm one of the graphic designers for Elizabeth Craft Designs and I'm the designer for the Art Journal Specials collection. When you saw the live Els did here in the group a while ago, she used my collection and she also did the workshop making an art journal with my collection. That's why I said to Els, you know what, I'm going to do something different tonight. I'm not going to work in an art journal, but I'm going to make Christmas cards using my latest release from Elizabeth Craft Designs. That is the December Romance. December Romance was the name of the collection and I'm going to use that to create some Christmas cards. And we're going to use some fun mixed media techniques. I'm a sucker for mixed media techniques. I'm going to keep it relatively simple tonight, but people sometimes tend to get a bit scared of mixed media. Well, in the end of the day, mixed media is nothing more than just playing with any kind of media that you have, just mixing and matching. That is what mixed media is. So don't be scared to do it. And in the end of the day, my motto is, it's just paper. So if you mess up, well, get a new piece of paper and start over. That's how you learn. If it's a new skill, you have to practice and learn how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. I'm sorry about that. But hello, Melanie. Welcome. But yeah, that's what the plan is for tonight. And I'm going to make 3 cards that will take some time drying and going back and forth. So you might want to scroll back one day to combine the things. But because I'm going to start now with one card, put it to the side, start with another, put that to the side, come back to the first one. So it's going to be a bit messy, but that's my style. So that's what I do. But yeah, let me start by introducing myself. As I said, my name is David and I'm the designer for the Art Journal Specials collection with Elizabeth Craft Designs. I've been doing that now for 2 years. This month, I think it's 2 years now. And I'm having a ball with it. It's fantastic. And yeah, if I'm watching there, by the way, I'm looking at your comments. So if you have a comment, just want to say hi or a question, I'll try to pick it up. But yeah, so I'm very happy that I got offered that position by Els. And yeah, collections have been coming out and I love it. So that's a bit of my background of who I am and why I'm here today. So let's switch the camera around because then I can go show you what I'm going to do. So what I've got here, hi Lilian, hi Jackie, I've got a piece of card and I work in centimeters, I'm sorry, because of the Dutch, but let me see if I've got my ruler here. So this is 9 by 14 centimeters and in inches that would be 5.5 inches high by 3.5 wide. So that's that. Hi Yuko, good to see you. No need to mention that, Yuko, I know who you are. So that's the base piece that we're going to start with. We're going to make the first card with this. So I've got this stamp here. This stamp is called Winter Flower from my latest Christmas release. So let's ink that up. I'm going to ink that up with a sticky embossing ink. This happens to be the WOW one. You can use any one you've got. The next step is important though because it needs to be a white embossing powder. Don't use clear. That doesn't work for this technique. It has to be white. It'll all make sense in a second, but hi Katrina, good to see you. Hi Brian, Mississippi. We're from all over the world. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel's bringing me water because I've got a frog in my throat. Thank you. Cheers. Ah, that's better. There we go. Don't throw that over though. Yeah. Okay. So really inking this stamp up. Take your time inking it up because this is a very detailed stamp. So that might take some time to get ink everywhere. And then I'm just gonna eyeball it. Place it sort of in the center. Like that. Hi Susanna. Good to see you. Hi Danelle. So, just giving that ink some time to adhere. Peel it off and you can see the shine of this stamp. It's a very detailed stamp. Now I'm going to use my embossing powder. I use WOW embossing powder. You can use any white embossing powder. It doesn't have to be WOW. But I've got a big tub of it, so I might as well use it, right? Reason why I've got this huge tub is because I also use it when I do workshops, when I teach classes. I use the white embossing powder as well, so that's why I've got the big tub. You don't need this. This will last you more than a lifetime if you've got that for yourself. So my powder is on there, as you can see. So let me get my heat tool out. Sorry for the noise. I'm gonna make some noise. And I'm gonna melt the powder. Now this is white on white, so you don't really see it that much. So we're nearly there. You just move it around in the light. I can see a bit there that's not completely melted. There we go. That is done. So that was the noisy bit. Sorry about that. So I've got a piece of release sheet here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take Selvage Patina in the oxide formula. That is an important step in this one. Thank you, Yuko. That's a stamp from my last release, from the December Romance release. So I'm going to spritz that with water, and I'm going to spritz my card with water. Then I've got this little brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all over my card. And then you see that image coming to life. Oh, that's good to know. Thank you. I'm going to blend that out a bit towards the edges. Needs to have a good layer of this blue ink on there. I love Selvage Patina. And especially the combination I'm going to use now, the combination of Selvage Patina and Vintage Photo. Love it. Love, love, love that. So that's sort of it. Next I'm going to spritz that with water a bit so that it runs everywhere. No rhyme or reason, just letting it do its thing. Okay. I'm going to let that soak in a bit. Before I do the next step, it's always fun, isn't it, with embossing powders. Embossing powders are like magic. So normally I would say let this just do its thing by air if you've got the time. But in this case I'm just gonna Give it a little blast with the heat tool. When you do it with the heat tool, be careful not to remelt your embossing powder though. Just want it a bit dry, like that. Next I'm going to take my vintage photo, and I'm using a re-inker. You can use your ink pad. For some reason I've misplaced mine, so that's why I'm using this one. Hi Daria, good to see you. So just a tiny drop of that, because this is very potent. Again, oxide formula, spritz of water, clean off my brush. And what I'm going to do with that, I'm just going to follow the contours around the leaves, just around the edge, very close. Now ideally it would be a bit drier, but it's not too bad. When you go inside your flower, don't be too fussed. Just take a piece of paper towel and clean that out. There's a lot of moisture on your card now, so gotta be aware of that. Just go around, giving that and making sort of a shadow layer all around. Oh, those are beautiful colors. All these bluey, tealy colors on my jam. I love it. I'm really making a mess now. It's my own fault because I've got a brush that's too big, but hey, again, doesn't really matter. Let me get a smaller brush. This part of the technique works better if you've got a smaller brush, because then you can get into all these nooks and crannies. Just going around like that. Also going in the inside, and the first time you do this, it's the most work, because then you really got to pay attention. Okay, where am I? What are the parts that need a bit more? Well, each have their purpose, but in this case I really want to use that oxidation to my advantage. So that's why I'm choosing the oxides over the normal ink pads. Normal ink pads are a bit brighter. If you want that, that's... So that's all that colored in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz this with water, pushing it out. See, I've got my spritzer in the direction I want the ink to move. Just like that. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of paper and just go around the edge to pick up some bits and bobs that I don't need there. And now I see I missed a bit of the in there, so just come back, just dab in there. I missed a bit here, and I missed a bit there. I think I've got it all now. Check, check, double check, yes. So I'm just gonna put this to the side, give it a spritz of water, complete, and then I'm going to put this to the side and let this do its thing a bit. but you can already see this is becoming pretty nice. I always use my fingers a bit to work it out. Okay, where am I going to put this? Because there's a lot of stuff around me. Let's put it over here so it can dry a bit. Okay, that's that. Let's clean this up. Thanks, Els. So, coming back to that, because there's a lot of steps to it. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. So, next, I'm coming in with, this is a card base that I cut out with one of the dies for the art journal specials. This goes into an art journal. It's an art journal page actually, but it's a beautiful, beautiful card base as well. So I'm using that as my card base, and I'm going to make quite a simple card. And what I've got here is a matte layer. Now what I did, let me show you how I did that. I'm just going to take a random die, but you will get the gist. What I did is, I've got my card, I'm going to put my die on there, and then with a pencil I trace the inside. Now I can't find my pencil, let's get this one. So I put my die, and then I trace the inside like that, and then I cut it out, and then that gives me a matte layer that is slightly smaller than my, this way I think, yep, that is slightly smaller than my card base. Really, really fun. So, hi Hans, hi Terry. So that's the matte layer that's going to go on my card. Now, this is the simplest card that I'm going to make, but it's still fun. It's still fun. So what I've got here is Mermaid Lagoon. Love Mermaid Lagoon. It's beautiful blue, beautiful blue. I'm just going to spritz some on my mat. It's already on my fingers. I'm going to wet my card, and I'm going to take a slightly bigger brush, pick up that color, and I'm just going to go like that. Quite simple, but I love it. Doesn't always have to be complicated, right? That's more than enough. Okay. Clean off my brush and just go like that. Spritz it a bit with water so it runs a bit. There you go. You see, that's what I want. That's what I like. Then I've got the spritzers here. So I'm going to spritz all over that, and I'm going to dry this. I'm going to take these runners and dab them off a bit. This is watercolor card that I'm using. Yes, Els, I agree. I want snow as well. That would be lovely. Okay, so I'm not sure you can pick it up already, but there's a nice shine from the spritz on there. So I'm just gonna splatter some water on there, let that sit for a second, and dry. Give it a blast with the heat tool. Yes, when you wet on wet blends, wet on dry layers. So that's why the first one I did was blended in with the ink. The same principles apply that go for ink. So that's that. Then I'm going to take my splatter brush pick up some of that blue that's still on my mat, and I'm going to splatter that all over, like that. Okay. And I've got some tumbled glass in the spritz. Oh, it's Katharina coming again. That's nice. And I'm gonna splatter that on there as well. There we go. It's quite messy, but that's gonna be fun. You see that? Love that. Right, clean up my mess. I'm trying to work as neat as I can, but if you follow me already, you know I'm a messy crafter. I make a mess out of things. Unintentionally. But it happens. There we go. Don't need that. Clean up my hands because, well, okay. Quickly gonna dry that. We're gonna miss you too. Hi, Celine. We're gonna miss you too, Yuko. So we've got nice shiny splatters on here. We've got the intense color of the what's the color called? Mermaid Lagoon. Peacock feathers is on there. Okay. Now, next I'm gonna come in with another stamp from my Christmas release. I thought I picked it out already. Where did I put it? No, I didn't. Here it is. Here it is. So I'm going to take this stamp, which is from, it's called Sweater Time. Now both of these stamps could work perfectly in the background. And I'm going to use Vintage Photo in the ink formula. Thank you, Adeline. I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm going to freehand that. So I'm just going to... Nope, this way, sorry. Press that down. And give that some texture. Because that's all I want. Some texture. You see that? That's it. I'm not gonna do more. Just let me clean off my stamp. Like that. Okay. Now it really has to be dry. So I'm just gonna give that another blast with the heat tool. So this is the stamp Sweater Time from that same collection. Then I've got this die cut, which is called Snow Doily, which I love. And I'm going to put that in front of this. I'm going to offset that a bit, and it's coming off the side. That's going to look beautiful. Shall I zoom in a bit so you can see better? I think that's better, right? Okay, so I'm just going to use my glue gun to put some dots of glue all around. The doily is fantastic. I love it as well. Okay, I'm biased because I designed it, but I still love it. I still love it. So I'm just gonna take my finger and smoosh out the glue a bit. The stencils are fun. Hey Jan, didn't see you there. The doily stencils are great as well, I agree. Okay, that's that. Now I've got glue everywhere. As I said, I'm a messy crafter. Now one thing I always like to do with these things like that need to adhere, I'm just going to put a heavy block on it, give it some pressure. Thank you, Susanna. And that's done. Now I'm going to flip it over, take my scissors, and go around. Like that. Then I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to make this into a flat card, makes it easy to post. So I'm just lining that up. And I love that small border that I created with this matte layer. There you go. And then I'm going to use one of the phrases from my Christmas phrases set. Now let me explain to you how that one works if you don't know already. A lot of people have this already, but that set is has a stamp. Let me show you. You stamp this all in one go, this one, and then it's got a die that you line up with the black squares you see there. You line that up and you cut this out all in one go. And that means it's easy, it's quick, it's fun. It's a really fun, quick way to make a lot of sentiments in one go. So I'm going to use those. I'm going to put season's greetings on there. Like that. It's throwing everything over. And I'm going to put that smack in the center. Like that. And here's the first card completely finished. Simple, quick, but I think effective. And I love the bit of a grungy look it still has, which, yeah, that's my style. That's my jam. So this was my sample. Changed around this stamp a bit. But yeah, fun, right? I think it's fun. So that's the first one done. Now let's go back to the one we've been working on before. And as you can see, it already sunk into the paper and blended out itself more. You see that? It's really, really fun. So I'm just going to dab off the excess around the edge. Now there's a lot of moisture in this card now. I'm just dabbing off all the excess now because I don't want it to run as much when I start. So I'm coming back in with my, where's my sheet? I need my sheet. Piece of release sheet, drop of that vintage photo again. Yeah, you can, Sue. Just shoot. I can, if I can answer it, I will. So, just a tiny drop. Again, a spritz of water. Picking that up. And I'm going to go around again. Just close to that edge. Darkening up that sort of shadow line we created. So I want that to be really dark. And because there's a lot of moisture in the card, it will blend in, funny enough. So I'm not worried about perfect blend, just go around, round and round, round and round. So I've messed up a bit there. See that? I went inside the flower. And this is a technique that I taught at a couple of workshops now. And I just thought, okay, now I can do it during a live. Because I like to keep the techniques I teach at workshops a bit separate from what I do during my lives at YouTube or at Elizabeth Craft Designs. Now I thought, well, I can do it now. I'm not going to teach it anymore now, so. Just like that. Thank you, guys. Yeah, this really gives it depth, Jen. It really gives it depth. It's really fun. But it's really funny. You see, I'm not blending at all, but you can already see it just blends in. So, again, a couple of spritzes of water, and it'll all blend in. Thanks, Marga. Just picking up a bit from the flowers itself. I think I'm going to put some in here. Yep. I always miss some bits. There we go. That's better. That's better. There we are. Now we're done. Thank you, Terry. Okay. Putting this one to the side again. But look, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. It's going to be putting it to the side again and coming back to it later. So, if you already thought, wow, this is messy, you're in for a treat, because it's going to be way messier now. Way messier. Okay, so I've got another card base here that I've made the same way I've done before. So this is going to be the card. This is going to be the card panel. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to be playing with paste, with paste and with paint. And what I need first is a scrap piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut a strip from this. You can use any kind of paper. It doesn't have to be this. I've got this, so I might as well use that. This is going to be my so-called brush. Now, what I've got here is grunge paste by Paper Artsy. I love grunge paste, but any paste will do. And I'm just going to grab some and put that on this strip of paper. Like so. Clean this off, because that's concrete when it dries. There we go. Then I'm going to take a brush. Let me see if I have one that didn't dry out. There we go. This one. And I'm going to start with Glacier. Using Fresco Finish for Paper Artsy. Hi Saskia. And I'm going to put that on there, use my brush to spread that over that grunge paste, and then I'm going to put that on with light pressure. And when I see there's more paste coming through, I'm just gonna give slightly more pressure. This is such a fun technique. So, put this to the side. I need to dry this. Now, when you're crafting at home, put it to the side, let it dry. Now, I'm not completely covering it. I want some white showing through. Trying to dry from the back as well, because that will make the paper go straight again. Hopefully. Hi Ivy, thank you. I want this dry because I don't want the colors to blend. Wet on wet blends, dry, wet on dry layers, and I wanted 2 layers. So I'm going to come in with turquoise, another paper artsy color. Put that there. Clean off my brush a bit. Now I'm not too fussed, but see that? Just going over it like that. And repeat. So tap, 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 dab, dab. And I'm going just in one direction, so I'm not going this, that, this, that. I want these stripies to appear, and this gives such great texture. You see the texture of the grunge paste that it adds to it? My white balance is off a bit because my camera doesn't like the white sheet here, but nothing I can do about that. Next I'm coming in with my brown. Now, brown can be a bit of a bully in this stage, but I do want a bit of contrast there. Oh. So I'm just gonna give that a drop of that brown. This is a Tundra. It's a bit of a taupish brown. Love that. And there's still enough grunge paste on there, so I don't have to reload my brush. So I'm just, with a light touch, going over that. And when I see there's not much coming off anymore, there we go. How cool is this background, right? I love it. Okay. I think that's it. I think I'm happy, he says, while continuing to press down a bit. There we go. That's it. Now this you can of course use to die cut from, etc. For now I'm going to throw that in my garbage bin because, well, how many pieces do you need? And let me clean this off. Now this is quick drying paint and quick drying paste, which is perfect. I love that. So I'm just gonna clean this off again. Clean up my mat. There we go. all nice and clean again. Now, let me think. Where did I put those? Oh, there they are. Oh, I'm gonna get my infusions out, and I haven't made up my mind which one yet. In the navy could be fun. Nope, that's rusting powder. I think I'm going to go with golden sands because that color is just amazing. There we go. What I'm going to do with that is, first I'm going to dry this. First things first. Hi Doris. This already is gorgeous. You can leave it like this, but I do want to add a tiny bit of extra to it. Just to give it some warmth. So I've got my golden sands infusions, and I'm just dabbing that. Is anything coming out? There we go. Randomly over there, and I'm going to spritz that. And this will change it around completely, but gives it more of a wood grain look. And that was the look I was going for. So I'm just going to water it down. Again, this is optional, but I love the look of this. There we go. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to place that to the side, clean up my mess. Again, I keep cleaning up today. Inky binky, as Tim says. I love the look that it gives like this. And this acrylic paint will resist it. So yes, this is going to be a card background, but I've used it in journals. I've teach classes with this technique of making a journal, making journal pages. You can use this for anything, which is really fun. But yes, I love this effect. A to C background you can use it for. You can use it for anything. It's such a fun technique. And what you can also do is make it on a bigger sheet. Just make a big sheet and then cut it up in pieces for card background or ADCs. Because it stays sort of flexible. You can okay, then I'm going to come in with my let me see, I've got another white which I can't seem to find. Doesn't matter that much. This is a white paint. Just going to give that a blob. Pick that up with my splatter brush and make it snow in front of that. And that's why I wanted to give it this golden sand, because I wanted that snow effect in front. And otherwise you wouldn't have seen that. See that? This is the grunge paste by Paper Artsy, and I've used the Paper Artsy paints. So I've tried it with the Ranger ink paste as well. It does work, but not as good as this. But it does work. It does work. Now, clean up my hands a bit, because now I need to fiddle around with tiny bits and pieces. So I need the big body of the snowman. I need 3 of the smaller ones. There we go. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to give them a bit of color. Let me get a clean blending tool. And I'm going to use the normal ink formula for that, and I'm using the Distress ink in Lost Shadow. And what I'm doing with that is I'm just going to ink around those, just to give those parts of the snowman a bit of dimension. And also just place them down and do it like this. I'm not even sure the camera is picking it up, but it just gives them some, there you go, some dimension. Hi Ellie, goedenavond. And the same with this one. I just like that. Snow isn't perfect white, right? And it gives it a bit of dimension. And makes him look a bit dirty, which I like as well. And I need his face. Now where's his face? There's his face. Okay. Now I'm going to have some fun with this snowman. I'm not going to do it the standard way. But first let me glue him together how I want it. I'm going to glue this one there, and I want him to go like that. This idea is not from me. I'm going to be honest. One of the design team members, was it Daria? Who did it? I can't remember who it was, but I just thought this idea is brilliant. I'm going to use that. I'm going to borrow that idea. So here we go. Like that. Just 2 dots. And Mr. Frosty is one of the most popular sets in my last release. I'm doing it in the wrong one, sorry. He's so cute. He is so cute. Hi, hi. So I'm just going to do that. Don't throw that on the floor, David. He needs his arms. And what he's going to do, he's going to hold his head in his hands. Like that. That's fun. He needs a bit more glue there. Like that. Then I'm going to take his head, because he's got his head on. Put that on, like so. Cute, cute, cute. Now, I've got a black gloss pen, and I'm going to use that to fill in the coals for his buttons. This is a glaze pen, very handy. You can also use the die. There's a die with this that cuts out the elements, but this is just nice and quick. I'm sort of lazy, so. I'm going to use that to color in his eyes as well. And I've got an orange one to give him his nose. And now, all of a sudden, he's Mr. Frosty, right? Look how cute. Not done yet. Oh, wrong card. That was my sample. This one. He's going to go right there. And then I've got these two pieces that need to have the black on there as well. Just coloring that in. Like that. And I'm going to glue this one down first. And I'm putting quite a lot of glue on there because there's a lot of texture in the background. So he needs that glue to grab hold. And this one is going to go there. Frosty is so much fun else. He really is. Parts of his body are rolling away. Like that. Then I've got some snow here. This is snow by Crystal Snow by Pentart. There's lots of different kinds of on the market. I just want to give him a snowy base to stand on. Just like that. Fun, fun, fun. Very nice. And then I'm going to take one of these sentiment strips from my I'm just going to use Merry Christmas, because why not? Here at the top. Like that. So, and then I'm going to take my card base, and again this card base is done with the base page for an art journal, actually, for the Art Journals XL, and this is from the set December White that has Mr. Frosty in there as well, so it's great for an art journal page, but also great to make Christmas cards with, and that's what I love. There we go. Now at home let everything dry, of course, before you do this. But there's the next card. How fun is he, right? I just love that. Cool. So that's that one done. Now let's go back to that first one we were working on. This one. Not completely dry yet. You can go around and do another layer of that brown. I'm not going to do that because of time. But you can, definitely, because if you do that, you will get even more definition than now. I think it's fine now. So I'm going to clean my brush. Where's my brush? Here's my brush. Because there's vintage photo in that brush and that needs to come out. There we go. Is it clean? No. Just quickly. There's a lot of vintage photo in that brush, you see? There we go. Because what I'm going to do now is first I'm going to wet this a bit. See if I can take off a bit of that brown that leaked into my flower. I'm not mad at the flower. I don't really mind. But if I can take some off. Because what I just quickly want to do is take a bit of that Mermaid Lagoon and a bit of Salvage Patina, combine those two, give it a spritz of water to make it a bit, that's what I do to make Salvage Patina a bit darker, and then I'm just going to color in my flower with that. Just a flower. And that will make that flower pop even more. And because of the pigment element in the Distress Oxide, you get that it covers up most of that brown. Not all, but you don't have to cover it all up. It can have a bit of a brownish tone in the edges. I mean, flowers in nature are not always one color, right? Thanks, Anita. Hi, by the way. Infusions are fun. Oh, there's so much you can do with them. I love them. You see that? So just by coloring these flowers, makes them pop a bit more. Like that. I'm just intensifying the blue in those flowers. And the leaves, I don't mind. So that's that. Let's give that a quick dry. So I've used the deckled edge trimmer to color or to cut out this card piece because I like the effect. You can rip it, you can tear it, you can do anything you want. I'm just drying this, but you see how those flowers pop off there now with that brown in the background. Now I'm just going to come around with frayed burlap. I'm just going to make that edge stand out a bit more, make it look worn. And again, if you let this air dry, you get a much nicer effect. Just the oxides do something different then. There, that looks like old paper to me, right? Then I've got my card base here, which is just some craft, and I'm going to put that on there. Like that. Now, for the people that don't know, if you want to see more of me and Elizabeth Craft Designs, you can follow me at my own YouTube channel. Just search for my name and you find it. And of course, at Elizabeth Craft Designs, I'm doing regular lives. Love that. You see how that stands out on that craft? And I'm going to use the phrase warmest wishes on there. Just going to put that there at the bottom. Yeah, yes, Ans, you can look back. It's stored just like the ECD ones on this side. So you can look back from the start. There we go. That's the finished card. Warmest wishes. So it doesn't have to be Christmas, this one. You can use it for anything. So that's that one. Here's Mr. Frosty. Just trying to clean out my screen. And here is that other card we did. So these are the 3 Christmas cards we made today. and I'm pretty surprised I managed to do it all in an hour. I'm in shock. But anyway, thank you for joining me tonight, guys. I hope you had fun. And I love seeing you again. Who knows when that is? I don't know. But some of you I will see in Banff in, well, a little over a week, which is going way too fast. And I would love to see anybody else some other time here or at Elizabeth Craft Designs or at my own YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me tonight. I had a blast. I hope you liked it too. Thank you for having me, guys, and see you the next time. Thank you. Bye.